What I'm going to try and achieve with my presentation today is to try and marry insurance and RTMS and try and get you to understand that the two aspects are very, very closely related. And I'm going to be speaking specifically to those people out here that are considering RTMS certification but have that niggling doubt in the back of their minds about cost. And hopefully when I'm finished, you'll realize that by going the RTMS route, you're actually going to increase your profitability in your business, not increase your costs. Your profits are going to go up. And I will stick to my 15 minutes, and I'm going to go quickly because there's quite a bit to cover. So please pay attention, guys, and you will walk away here with some benefit. So RTMS and insurance are two very unrelated topics. I mean, RTMS, I'm sure you're excited about it. It's a new thing to you. Insurance hardly excites you, and you're all very familiar with insurance. The sad thing is it's like load shedding. Get used to it. It's something that you just have to live with. But as a broker, I need to tell you that there are ways of handling your insurance, and you'll see this towards the end of my presentation, to avoid mishaps, repudiations, to reduce the cost of your overall insurance, etc. But RTMS and insurance support each other to such an extent that the one saves the other money. They both work very well together. So if you have a look at the four important elements which you'd have heard ad nauseum this morning, you'd have heard it over and over and over. Driver behavior, the wellness, training, maintenance, terribly important. Overloading, I must just mention, from an insurance perspective, there's no margin of error for overloading. If you do have an accident and they call for the documents that reflect the weight and it's over the legal limit, it's unlikely they're going to pay your claim. So there's no, you either correctly loaded or you're not. And then, of course, all the correct paperwork, your licenses for your drivers, etc. That's all part of RTMS's system, and it's all a terribly important. Those are the four legs of insurance risk management. So immediately you can see the two go hand in hand. The DNA is absolutely similar. And both can save you as an operator an enormous amount of money, and can save you from catastrophe events. So that's, I hope you see that RTMS and insurance, short-term insurance, are very closely related. Now comes the good news. How can, by being a certified RTMS transporter, how can you save money? And this is where this starts paying for your certification process. Insurers will recognize, they now finally, I can say, and that was my role on the committee, is to try and get it introduced into the insurance industry. After all these workshops, after a lot of the insurers attending these workshops, they recognize I don't think there's an insurer out there that doesn't know what RTMS is about and that doesn't recognize what it means and will discount premium. So immediately you're certified, you can ask your insurer for a reduction on your premium. Claims, incidents, those cost a lot of money. And you would have seen by certain graphs that earlier today that accidents reduce when you become RTMS certified. By that reduction, by a reduction in the frequency and the severity of your claims, you are saving a huge amount of money, massive money. Because there's unknown costs like downtime, etc., which you can't really factor into the whole thing, but it is important. By improving your claims ratio, your insurer is comfortable with you. Remember, the insurer gets premium in and he pays claims out. So he's got to try and make sure that he gets in more than he pays out. If he's paying out more than he's getting in, you're going to get a phone call from your broker with some bad news. So by keeping your loss ratios at an acceptable level, below 100% and preferably below 70%, you're going to keep your premiums constant. By running a positive loss ratio, depending on the size of your business, and certainly the previous speakers would all have to look at this, you can structure your insurance in a different way. It allows you to structure your insurance to suit you, not the insurer. But that loss ratio has to be in place, and RTMS will go a long way to supplementing and improving that loss ratio, which will then allow you to have a look at other things like deposit premiums and aggregate excesses, self-funding arrangements, where you actually get, as the operator, get to benefit from the hard work that you're putting in to protect your fleet. And by being RTMS certified, the most important thing is it goes a long, long way to avoiding that naughty repudiation letter from your insurers. And believe me, those repudiation letters do happen. Insurers aren't as charitable, perhaps, as what they might have been in the past. And on the repudiation issue, my last slide here, and it's probably for those of you that are already certified or those of you that aren't, this applies to you all. The roadworthiness issue, and you heard Kathy talking about the brake and tire watch. If you haven't heard already earlier this morning, the stats reflect a 67% failure of trucks pulled off just because of brakes and tires in terms of roadworthiness, okay? Park that one. The other side of it is that every single insurance policy from any insurer has a warranty on it that says you only enjoy cover if your fleet is roadworthy, or if your vehicle is roadworthy. So what is that telling me? It tells me that insurers look at those stats and they say, well, I can actually repudiate 67% of all claims that come in because of roadworthiness. So that's a frightening, frightening stat. So guys, please, you have an assessor out there that's going to come in and he needs to earn his fee that he's going to charge. The first place he's going to look at is the brakes and the tires, because it's easy. And if they're not functional and deemed to be roadworthy, they're not going to pay that claim. And then the paperwork, certificates of fitness, they ask for that. It's part of the papers that you have to give in when you have a claim. If it's expired, you're giving them an opportunity to walk away from the claim. Driver's license is also a warranty. It says very clearly on your policy schedule that you have to have a legal, valid driver's license. If you don't, and it's an invalid driver's license, there's a damn good chance that they're going to walk away from that claim as well. Tracking devices. The latest thing is they're now saying your tracking device must be monitored 24/7 in a bureau environment. Be careful of that. I'm not sure everybody complies with that. They put any unit in, and yes, it's a GPS unit, but is it being monitored 24/7 as required by your policy wording? If not, and something happens and the vehicle gets stolen, they can walk away from that claim. And I've mentioned overloading. That is just, they say that overloading causes accidents. So if your vehicle is over the legal limit, again, you're giving them that opportunity to walk away from it. So you can see by what I've said that RTMS addresses all those important issues because it's a system forcing you to comply and to check over and over that your stuff is in order so that you can sit and sleep well at night knowing that if you do have a catastrophe event, the insurer has got no chance of getting clever with you. So that is all I've got to say. I am, as Adrian says, I am on the committee of the RTMS. I'm quite happy to help if there are any queries. Indware Risk Services are also the insurance partner to the Road Freight Association and also the approved partner for SABOA. So we're very involved in the transport industry. We're up to date with what's going on there. So if any of you do have any queries regarding insurance, please, by all means, take my details and you can contact me directly. Thank you for listening.